Hello, my name is Joe Otavnik, and first of all, I want to thank the offices of the Honorable Greg Rickford and Mr. Walker for responding to me. I realize you're all very busy and you didn't have to, and again, I appreciate that. Now, in the letter that I'm sending to you, you'll notice that I'm referencing C.D. Howe. And I'm referencing C.D. Howe because it's an example of leadership. During World War II, C.D. Howe was single-handedly put in charge of the Canadian war effort, and due to his leadership, Canada outproduced on a per capita basis every country during World War II. That's both Allied and Axis countries. The reason why I bring this up is that's the kind of leadership we need today with respect to hydro prices in Ontario. I deal with a lot of second, third generation families who own, cold storage, plastics factory, and general manufacturing. And they're getting absolutely killed by high hydro rates in Ontario. And it's a simple fact that they're having trouble competing. And a lot of these people are thinking to themselves, why do I bother? Why don't I just close down and sell off the equipment, sell the real estate, and just cash out? I'll tell you why. Because they have a lot of second and third generation employees who they really care about. And you have to understand that in some of these communities, 30, 40, 50 jobs really mean something. But they can't compete given what you're doing. I'll give you an example. You take a company, a plastics company, let's say has 1,000,000 kilowatt hours a month, which is not a lot. Now that company in Canada would be paying roughly $180,000 Canadian per month in hydro versus $95,000 Canadian per month being the US equivalent in Canadian dollars. Now, you can't ask businesses to compete at that much of a competitive disadvantage. They just can't do it. It's as simple as that. And I'll give you an example of what leadership is. This weekend on W5, they had a retrospective on the FLQ crisis. And they had their Right Honorable John Chrétien and Marc Lalonde. And anyways, basically went on that, from 1963 on, the FLQ was bombing letter bombs to houses in Westmount, tried to bomb City Hall in Montreal and all that. And in October 1970, of course, they kidnapped James Cross and killed James Cross, the ambassador, and Pierre Laporte. And at that point in time, Trudeau had enough. October 1970, Trudeau introduces the War Measures Act. Martial law is in for 6 weeks. FLQ is rounded up. Problem solved. Now you compare that today with what's going on in the Belleville. You have a company, you have a blockade of a major railway in Canada, which is halting traffic nationwide for what? This is the 13th day. Where's the leadership? Nowhere. And that includes your government. What are you doing? My point is this, is that in terms of what I spoke about, the carbon credits, these carbon credits are quite valuable. And if you can't find anybody in the bureaucracy or staff who knows how to monetize these, then get rid of them. It is time for leadership. You were elected to try to reduce the price of hydro in Ontario. And if you use your brains and monetize these valuable credits, you can at least stabilize hydro rates moving forward, at least stabilize them. And I don't see this being done. All I can hear about is, committees and input, blah, blah, blah. Get the job done. Do it. These are worth value. They have value. So don't take any excuses from the bureaucracy. Get it done. Thank you and have yourself a great day. Thanks. Bye-bye.